Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
Here we are, December 3rd. I fell down the alien invasion rabbit hole. It's supposed to happen today. I'm documenting my sky in the Northeast.
A lot of people are talking about this December 3rd alien invasion. And supposedly this guy made some type of algorithm that went through the internet and took all these keywords and like compiled it all into this way where it could tell the future, right? And said, well, long story short, December 3rd, there was going to be a alien invasion. And I can tell you this. I tap in to Akashic Records. I tap into Source. I get messages. I have visions. And that's not going to happen. You know, maybe something, there will be alien stuff in the future, you know, but you have to be very careful. This is a warning a little bit for spiritual communities here on TikTok. You have to be very careful with what you hear, with the idea of repeating things that you hear. You know, a lot of times those things are not true at all. They become catchwords. They become things where people jump on a bandwagon. And oftentimes these things are inserted by, let's just say, certain forces, organizations that want to undermine the spiritual community because they recognize the power of the spiritual community. So little things inserted to put us off topic, to put us off of what's actually happening. So there's a lot of things like this. Be very careful that you're not just repeating something you heard, even from somebody that you trust. Sometimes they might just be repeating something from somebody that you can't trust, right? We're all fallible in our ways. Trust the messages that come from within. The messages that come from God's source creator. You know, this is really our only teacher. You know, we're all teachers, we're all students with each other and all this stuff. But like, our only infallible teacher is the one that comes from within, that is the infinite thing, right? Trust that. Follow that. Because, you know, there's a lot of people on here who are doing things for reasons that are not above board, that are not for the highest good. You know, a lot of times it's just for their own good, or it's because they're connected in with some other group, organization that's trying to sabotage a little bit. Just be really careful with that. I love you all. I appreciate you.
I agree. I don't think it's going to happen at all. Shout out to Dan Lucas Art. Thanks for keeping it real, Dan. This whole prediction was based off of an algorithm.
So, there are so many videos going viral about a galactic war on December 3rd, alien invasion on December 3rd. No, this is a galactic war over thousands of years. It not just happens on December 3rd. No. It has begun on Lyra, Vega, Maldek. We are the ambassador. It is you, starseeds. Break free from the Messiah program. This is one of these old Matrix beliefs too. You are the savior. For who are you waiting for? I receive from my Arcturian guides. No. So you are here, and we make the earth a lighter place with each step we make. For example, I compliment women many times, because many women are so wounded and broken inside. And when I have the impulse, I tell a woman, hey, I love your dress. You look so gorgeous. I can tell you 100% the reactions are positive. Women are smiling. They're looking at me with very bright eyes and say thank you. Or they tell me, hey, I like your dress too, you look so cute. And this is how we change the world. It starts with every little step you make. And we wait for a global push event. And we wait for someone to fix it. But we are here. We are the people. Be aware, because you never know. There are very advanced technologies at work, so I don't speak it out loud. You know what I'm talking about. Stay focused on yourself. Stay away from the news. This is the message I received from my Arcturian guide. Please just stay focused on yourself.
That's right. Stay rooted. Focus on yourself. Shout out to official Akura 144. Totally digging her vibes. That's right. Absolutely. Give someone a compliment today. Brighten their day. All of you are special. And I appreciate each and every one of you.
With less than a day until December 3rd, depending on where you live, we're apparently going to be invaded by aliens. If you don't know me, I'm a spiritual creator, and if you ask my opinion if we're going to get invaded or not, we're not. Everything in my gut, everything in my being saying, no, it's not going to happen. But what you do see, though, is a spike in UFO UAP activity and people being able to actually capture it on camera. The frequency of this occurring has become very high. Now, what I do believe is occurring is that, yes, we will have exposure about aliens and UFOs because the US government did have many congressional hearings just to talk about it. They wouldn't put it in front of your face if they knew it was going to freak you out unless it was the truth. Even if it wasn't the truth and the US government is trying to create some kind of false flag, the fact that they're still saying it out loud means you have to prepare yourself for something. But it's not going to happen December 3rd. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in a couple of hours. We also have to remember how this reality works. If what physicists are theorizing is true, that we can tap into different timelines at once depending on our actions. For some of us, the reality of a UFO invasion on December 3rd might be true. It might actually occur. And for the rest of us, we've actually moved past that timeline. So we'll hear about it, but it's an afterthought because we've literally jumped to a reality where it's not going to happen. And the thing is, you're not going to be able to speak to, talk to, or interface with any of the people that actually did go through it. For example, let's say your friend actually experienced December 3rd and there was an alien invasion. When you're speaking to that friend on the phone, you're not getting the version of them that was stuck in the reality in which they were abducted, in which there was an extraction, in which UFOs did fully reveal themselves. The version you're getting is the one that you aligned with when you jumped timelines in which this never happened. So I would like to say that if you're seeing this video, you likely are on the timeline or have already surpassed the point of not having to experience that. Because everything in my gut says this is not going to happen. And if it were happened, it would be years from now. But then again, I could be wrong. Every psychic is having a different intuitive feeling, again, because of which timeline we're pulling ourselves into. But I guess we'll only know tomorrow.
What timeline are you on? Let me know in the comments down below. Ain't nothing happening on my end. Let me know if you've seen something. Shout outs to key guidances.
Don't forget to follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
This is attempt number 2 to me trying to make this video because of the picture behind me has touchy things I'm about to say. And of course I am going to speak where you will also have to read in between the lines, or I will have to use other words, but it will still be articulable. Do y'all know what this is? This is called rabbit holes. Do y'all know? How accustomed are you guys to rabbit holes? Well, let's get more acquainted. This is the very center of the rabbit hole, which is the military IC. If you know, you know. And it's funny how that 1 3-letter agency, this one right here, is at the center of it. It runs our Hollywood. It's also what's next to it. Oh, the UN. What's also next to it? The state that is not real. And when you start going through these things, when you start diving in these holes, you'll notice everything is connected. Everything. If you know about the Council of Nicaea, which I have spoke on in a multitude of times, going to the Great Flood up here, which happens to be a religious story that's found in all different types of religions, all accounting on the same flood by design. Bohemian Grove with the Drake Owl, Saturnalia, Solar Warden. I don't hear a lot of people talk about that. I don't even think a lot of people know what that is, but is a very good topic. And again, all connected. The Greys, Anunnaki, Wi-Fi. That says Wi-Fi? Yes. Wi-Fi has been part of the plan. And didn't they just release they can look into your house and know exactly where you are through your Wi-Fi? Almost sounds like a city state of control. You ever wonder why there's a pyramid as the eye and all that? You ever wonder why there's 3 points on the pyramid? You ever wonder why there's 3 city states of control? You ever wonder why major religions love the number 3, like the Holy Trinity? You ever wonder why? Because it's all control and lies. Shit, Agenda 21. Continue on. You guys understand the purpose of why you go down rabbit holes? You know how the false mother always asks, what's the point of you seeking? And what's the point of you realizing all that? Because you get to a point where you go, why do I care? Ha-ha! You start looking in. It's a natural epiphany. And you start to realize the answer to all your questions has been staring you in the mirror.
Indeed. Shout out to Toxic But True Reality. The answer to all your questions has been staring at you in the mirror. Man, he got all the rabbit holes right there. He got the map to the whole cave.
Everyone's out here using abracadabra like it's some silly word. It has meaning and consequences. So where does the word abracadabra come from and what does it mean? Abracadabra, which means I will create as I speak. The first known mention of the word was in the 2nd century AD in a book called Liber Medicinalis, sometimes known as the De Medicina Praecepta Saluberrima by Cerinus Simonicus, physician to the Roman Emperor Caracalla, who in chapter 52 described a malaria sufferer's wearing amulet containing abracadabra written in the form of the triangle. And the power of this amulet claimed that it would heal you from the suffering. So when you see abracadabra written in the triangular form, you're literally spellcasting. And this is the history of the word as well. The word abracadabra is believed to have originated from the ancient Aramaic phrase avracadabra, which translate to I create as I speak. Abra, the Aramaic equivalent of the Hebrew word avra, which means I will create. Kadabra, the Aramaic equivalent of the Hebrew word kedobar, which means as was spoken. Other theories about the origin of the abracadabra include it comes from the Hebrew phrase ebra kadabri, which also means I create as I speak. It comes from the Aramaic phrase avra gavra, which means I will create man. Did you know that abracadabra was a real word with real meaning and real spellcasting behind it? Now you know.
Yeah, I thought it was a silly word too, like a magician pulling a rabbit out the hat. Shout out to Christina Bruno 1111.
¿Dónde estás? Sí, yo mismo, yo soy. Ay, güey. Ábreme la puerta. ¿Por qué no me abres la puerta? No te pases. ¡Oh! ¡No mames! Vi algo, Juro que vi algo. Vi algo vi algo que se movió. Vi algo que se movió, vi algo como si estuviera algo aquí. Vi clarito. Sí, había algo aquí. Yo lo vi clarito, había algo aquí. Hola, ¿quién vive? Era un niño. Hola. Oh, la bestia. ¿Se siente? Si estás en este lugar, no mames.
Don't forget to follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that Ellen left the United States and went to the UK, right? You're never gonna guess what comes next. There she is. She honestly looks like she's hiding, does she not? Anyways, fled the United States for who knows what reason, and then her mansion floods in the UK? The one that she just went to? This story is writing itself.
The truth about reality and the true history of the world. Celestial bodies such as stars, planets, moons, even galaxies in a way, because they have a black hole at the center. Well, just think about how bacteria are alive, even though they're so tiny you can't even see them. Well, these are so large you definitely can, even though they're far away. And to assume that these are not alive having metabolisms, while bacteria are alive having metabolisms, is illogical. Entirely. If bacteria are alive, so are planets and stars and such. It ain't even hard to see. They do have metabolisms. Maybe not our moon so much. It appears like a dead skeleton of a sun, doesn't it? It's pockmarked and all that. No glory of its own, has to reflect the light of the sun. I know a bunch of Christians are going to lose their mind over the fact that I just said that. That's what lesser light means, reflection. It is the moon's light. It's just that she got it from the sun. And that's dripping with symbolism. But the rest of these celestial bodies are not stripped naked and bare like the moon is. What'd she do to deserve that? Read the Old Testament of the Bible, talks all about it, symbolism. Rest of these heavenly bodies definitely have atmospheres and all, they're clothed. Though asteroids are a different discussion. Hellfire and brimstone and all that. Rest of these have clothes on though because they have metabolisms and they are alive. To say any one of these bodies are not alive is to deny the natural processes that are playing out via their metabolisms, which we can clearly see. You've heard people talk about the Earth is alive. It is. The Earth is an organism much larger than we that we live on. And this is not a hard concept to understand or believe or comprehend at all. You have a billion different bacteria living all over you, all inside you. Matter of fact, your body is made up of organisms. Depending on them for every function, your whole body is a planet unto itself to the bacteria and to the enzymes, to the cells. And so it is that the Earth itself is alive. Is it a human? No. But is it a person? Yes. Because person just means individual who is alive, has a metabolism, and even the bacteria have a mind because they have a metabolism. To be sure, when I say metabolism, I'm talking about this thing right here, the toroidal vortex, that every living thing definitely has. You know that it's alive because its metabolism generates a magnetic field. A vortex Right there it is. It's a toroid, a wheel within a wheel, you see? Now this concept scales into all things, all sizes. All shapes can be produced by this toroidal vortex, did you know? They all derive from this specifically, did you know? I own this argument right here. It's best for you not to object, but rather to listen and to learn. So a star is a great big one of these right here, the toroidal vortex. And a bacteria is a tiny little one of these right here, a toroidal vortex. And the atomic particles are tiny relative stars, without a doubt. And the atoms themselves are like teeny tiny little suns. And galaxies are just gigantic atoms in form and function. And I'm describing to you the spatial aspects of relativity, where normally Einstein was talking about time. Works with space too, they're interconnected. Russian nesting dolls, it is turtles all the way down. The galaxy is a toroid because of the black hole in the center. You see, the Earth is definitely a toroid because it has a metabolism, because it is definitely alive. Now when I say that it's Russian nesting dolls and there is one pattern from the top of the macro all the way to the bottom of the micro, that is no mental illness when I can demonstrate it for you on the screen over and over and over again. Everything that is because it's toroidal, like that's required in existence. Is the wooden table a toroid? The tree was, the cells in the wood are. So the table is made with the pieces of the dead body of a toroid, which are themselves made up of living toroids, called atoms and molecules, which are made up of particles that are the same thing, relatively to scale. And so the atoms in this table appear as a solid when they are merely energy condensed to a slow vibration. And solid is not matter, solid is a state of matter. It's all vibes and frequencies, man. Wave function and particle physics. Everything is both wave and particle. I have shown it to you right now. Quantum physics does not violate anything. Unified theory, it's right here. There's a universal pattern that pervades all things. It's a toroid. What is everything? Matter of fact, all of our technology involving the use of energy absolutely relies on artificial toroids that we make ourselves. And so we can create artificial life in the form of machines and automatons because of this formula right here. Now also, on top of all that, I dare you to refute any of it. That right there is world history. Do you see? That right there is 1 year, spring, summer, fall, and winter. That right there is the 8 phases of the moon. That is the 11-year cycle of the sun going from minimum to maximum. This is one 24-hour period, a day of your life. This is your entire life. This is the repeating of history. It is no mystery. The fourth turning, the story of how empires rise and fall. It's right there. Are you blind? Is academia blind? Am I a mad prophet? No, I'm a TikTok content creator. There is no appeal to my own authority here. Who can refute the data though? Look, that's cell division right there. Look, that's sacred geometry right there. Look, that's the Milky Way galaxy. No, it's an atomic particle. No, it's an atom. Say it with me, class. It's a dawn. Am I making it up, man? Nope, and neither am I making up this next part. Listen to this. That's the gospel of Jesus Christ right there. Uh-oh. That is the hero's journey. That is every story you've ever heard. Luke Skywalker is Harry Potter. No, he's Odysseus. No, it's Superman. No, it's Neo. It's John Connor. Don't be ridiculous. It's the chicken parmesan in the cookbook. What are you guys talking about? It's the sword in the forge, man. Wait a minute. It's the bodybuilder in the gym? I'm getting goosebumps now, dude. What? It's the baby being born? It's the sperm swimming to the egg to begin with? It's graduating from high school or college? It's learning how to play the guitar. No pain, no gain. It's growing a garden. You got to put the seed in the dirt first. It's gold refined in the fire. Oh, this is why Jesus spoke in parables and everything he said was just everything we already know. Oh, the heavens declare the glory of God. Oh, if men should fail, even the rocks could cry out. Every man is without excuse because there ain't a single thing in our reality that doesn't tell the gospel of Jesus Christ. Y'all wonder what I'm on about? Life, and more abundantly. And after this eternal life, look, you were a sperm. You followed that gospel of Jesus Christ right there to be reborn again 30,000 times bigger than you were, much more capable and a much grander experience as a human. You lived and died first, and then were born as a human. The acorn lived and died first and then became the oak tree. Oh, wait a minute. No pain, no gain. Except a kernel of wheat fallen to the ground and die, it abides alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. What was Jesus talking about? This right here. Everything he created tells us the gospel of Jesus Christ, so that no man has an excuse. We know what is good and bad because it's written on our hearts, and in the sun and the moon and the stars, and in the four seasons of the earth, and in the rise and fall of civilizations. Every day you are born when you wake up, and every night you die when you go to sleep. You must be born again. You're a toroid. Your every single day testifies to the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now let's talk about world history. There was a worldwide civilization on the earth. These celestial bodies are alive. Even if you consider this a practical scientific matter of physics, astrophysics, these planets right here are not supposed to be orbiting near us, close to us, in our system. Hold on, in our solar system right there. Imagine these fellas are actually stars because the word planet means wandering star or wanderer, referring to the stars. These wander. Their orbits are not consistent with the rest of the heavenly host. They zigzag sacred geometry all over the night sky because they are in our system. And being in our system, they have sat down on the couch and played this video game called Earth. And we know this concept. You can comprehend it. How a higher being could enter a lower reality and entertain themselves as gods. But video games is our manufactured artificial version of reality here. And they came to Earth in a much more real way. The Anunnaki, the gods of every pantheon, those to whom Earth from heaven come. Their bodies are immortal because they have immortal metabolisms, but their souls are bound in chains in the center of the earth. God flooded the earth and killed all of their offspring, who are now the demons who have crawled up from the abyss. These are the aliens from space, an innumerable host. The demons coming out of the oceans were born on Earth. And next I will tell you what happened after that, again and again.
It's toroidal. Shout outs to Dead Hidden. Man, that was a deep one right there. It's actually getting good. Yeah, we know how the stars came to Earth in a real form, for real. That we definitely been learning.
Estoy sintiendo mal. Ay, Dios. Escuchen.
That's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. And if you haven't already, please take a second
Just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell.
just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So what we're gonna do, y'all? That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Till next time.